Mitchell! Pardon?
What do you need?
Well, I need the thing we put on Facebook, because if you go on to the Ingram Facebook, I sent a notice out to the 31 members of our Facebook deal with 2 links to 2 songs, to 2 things, and one of them is a 29-minute rendition from your concert in Maple Ridge.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to go and see what you're doing or what you did, now we don't know if that's a bootleg copy or whatever it is.
Well, actually, originally it was done. I did it for reference purposes.
So you think it's your copy?
Well, it was done for me, but
who put
I
it
don't
on?
care. Who knows? Nothing's sacred anymore. You know that.
So then we've done this one, and that's sort of another one of those ghosty type, wispy type pictures.
Yeah. It was, you'd think that they wouldn't want to put that one I loved, that album, because it was, like I say, the first time I was stretched out from doing Poppy Family stuff, and it felt great. And I worked with some musicians that were, of course, all the musicians were great. I appreciate them so much, but it was fun. I loved that album.
Well, it was fun. I took Dot Bristol and her husband Brian Coates to it, and Dot used to be the head of all entertainment for CBC, if I remember right, and she loved it.
Oh, that's great. I had a ball. I just had a wonderful time. It was so good to be on stage and just to, of course, the audience helped because they were so incredibly receptive.
Well, that was your home audience.
Fabulous.
So, you say that Calgary was actually a better show or something?
Well, I think because we had a lot more time for sound checks.
You've had another couple of weeks in between,
too. Get rid of the first time jitters, and it was just so. It just felt there was something really magical when we were in Calgary. And
now, if somebody is watching that wants to phone in, and you're watching this, because this is available in archives, and you're going to put a link to it on your website so people can go and see what you're doing and what you've been doing, and we're telling the world what you're doing. And this isn't a little 10-minuter. We're going to keep you busy for just about an hour, because I don't like 10-minute shows. And I think you said you were on Fanny's show and you liked that. And what was that? 10 minutes or 15 minutes, or how long did that go?
Yeah, it was probably 20.
20 minutes.
And it was fun.
3 people an hour, and you don't have time to get into.
I know.
And it's just
know.
Like that, you're gone.
Well, absolutely.
Now, have we actually got that up on the screen? That's Susan's website.
Right.
I love it. And that's just www.susanjacks.com, isn't it?
Yes.
See? The magic. Richard can do anything. you know that Richard, I know that you two work together.
Yes.
And
for actually, gosh, how long does that go back, Richard, when at UBC, when you were doing sound out there and I played out there?
1960, late 68, early 69.
Talk louder, because then the mic will pick you up.
Late.
No, I didn't
left
realize.
High school, and I was part of the stage crew in high school. And when we got to UBC, they had a brand new student union building with 3 stages on it, and nobody to look after them.
So
and
you
my
did.
friends and I put together a stage crew, and one of the things that they did for the building to open was they had 3 acts. They had Gordon Lightfoot, the Collectors, and the Poppy Family.
Right.
And I did lights and sound for the Poppy Family, and actually for all 3 of them. And that's when I first met you.
That's right. So see, we've been working together for many years.
I had never heard that before, because back in those good old days, 64, 63, I owned the Fourth Dimension Coffee House, and actually I have a book over there written on Neil Young's life, and I got 3 pages in the book, because he started out in Winnipeg and played at the Fourth Dimension, and Randy Bachman and Burton Cumming. Randy Bachman learned how to play the guitar because he got taught by Lenny Broad. Does that name anything to you?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, well, Lenny, who's dead now.
Yes.
Died prematurely, unfortunately. But Lenny taught Randy how to play the guitar. And they all used to play in my coffee houses on Sunday nights and hootenannies. And
that was quite a hot spot for talent in Winnipeg.
We had, we were the center of the Western. Everybody came through. We were on the Playboy circuit at the time, so our acts played Playboy Club in Chicago and came up to Winnipeg. We were the next stop. We even had a fellow one time named Bobby Zimmerman Jr. play one Sunday night. You know who that was?
Yes, but you're...
Who's Bobby Zimmerman Jr.? You're
Dylan?
looking to Richard's.
No, but I was Dylan, is that right?
Bob Dylan.
He
He
said
came
yes.
up from Minnesota.
Yeah, I know Zimmerman. I'm thinking, okay, I know this, I've got to know this.
And, you know, we had, Rick Honey, who was the CKNW disc jockey
Rick,
here.
yes.
Well, Rick was the drummer in the band and the coffee house, and he was the drummer in Neil Young's band. And the Bachman Turner everybody showed up because we were the After Hours Club as well, and had top-notch entertainment. And Sundays were hootenannies, cross-country hootenannies, was Oscar Brand and that kind of stuff. We even had another lady one time play at the one in Saskatoon, and that was Joni Anderson. Does that name anything to you?
Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell. You got it. So, this stuff goes a long way. But on her website, on Joni's website, it says that a fellow named John Uren, who now lives up in Powell River, gave her first paycheck. But that's not true.
You did, right?
Well, I think so. But she used to walk down the streets in Saskatoon in skin-tight black outfits. I don't think it was leather at the time. Then she would carry her guitar over her back. She'd be seen walking down Broadway with her long blonde hair. And you two have a little bit in common because you started out in Saskatoon too, didn't
Yes,
you?
I did. Yes, well, I was born in Saskatoon, yes.
And so was
And
Joni.
actually, my late husband, went to school with Joni. Yeah.
What a small world this is. You go around in circles, don't we?
That's true.
So was he from Saskatoon?
He was from Saskatoon
Ted?
also, yeah.
I'll be damned. Ted Dushinsky.
Yes. Yep, very, very famous Saskatchewan Rough Rider.
No, that's...
And he was a BC Lion,
Yeah.
too.
Well, I
for a
don't
couple
remember
years.
because in 66, was he in Regina in 66?
Yeah, he played in the Grey Cup game that year. They won the Grey Cup.
Oh, wait a minute, so I got the wrong year. 68. Was he there in 68?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't remember him from that, unfortunately. Ed Ford and a bunch of them, Ronnie Lancaster and so on. I've never been a football fan, though.
I wasn't either.
You
until
weren't either?
Well, it wasn't that I just never really got into it. And then,
Well, I've been to...
but when you're married to one, you have to get to know it because I was drilled constantly,
Well, I was the bane of Bobby Ackles, the general manager of the Vancouver, or the BC Lions, because when Ted and you came back to Vancouver...
Oh, he was wonderful. Yeah.
I know. He
was
Bobby
fabulous. He was so
wonderful
good to Ted.
all the time. But
What
I
a great
once
guy.
arranged a basketball game between the Winnipeg Blue Bombers, because Bud Grant was our old neighbor, and Lockie McNeil, who was the general manager, lived across the street. So I knew them, and I knew Lancaster and guys, and Jack Goda. So, in fact, Jack stole a girlfriend away from me one time. Anyway, making a long story short, that was a good story. I'm not going to tell this story on camera. Most of them I tell on camera, right? Well, last week when I was interviewing Ellen Thompson on that book over there, which is the biography of a high-class escort, I casually mentioned that back in '81 I had done a tour of 21 houses of ill repute in 19 days. We went on an exploration deal in Australia, New Zealand, and Fiji. Anyway, let's get back to this. I mean, we're digressing, and this isn't really what... So Ted was... I do not remember that, but I saw one... I only saw one Saskatchewan Rough Rider game, and there was another team in Regina called the Regina Rams, and that was the next level down.
Oh, okay.
And the quarterback was Ken Tyson.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And Ken Tyson is my old best friend. Ken Tyson lived in my house for 2 years, and I didn't know what position he played. And never saw him play.
That goes to show you really don't know football.
I was not a football fan. And then, anyway,